Boom. And we're off live and rolling on the first live Superflex tight end premium mock draft of the season. Ready to go. We got the squad. They're in here drafting already. Drake May, first one off the board. Then Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Bijan, Chase, Puka, JSN, Trey McBride, and Jaden Daniels at 109 is how we kick this bad Larry off. Chev, how you doing, man? You know what? Chev sent me his video from high school of him and Hugh Freeze chopping it up at an awards banquet. Got to see a young Chev today. That was
facial hair.
No facial hair.
Full, just strong hairline. No bald spot. It was great.
Looking like a beast out there. What's up, Big Co? Joining in, just bringing the average age up.
You got to bring everything up. I'm bringing up the looks, bringing up the Southern accent, bringing it all up, baby. Let's go.
Got a fresh crack for you.
That's funny as hell. Is that beet juice, Big Co?
I say berry, a wellness smoothie from Costco. They got a 4-pack. Okay. Actually, it's 4 times. It's an 8-pack. It's the same four flavors times 2.
I love it. All right. So CeeDee Lamb, Gibbs, and Hurts round out the first round, and then we got Bowers and Neighbors. Brady asks us, "What's your thoughts on Harvey?" We just did a Fool's Gold show. Didn't quite make it to there, but I'm interested. What do you think about what are y'all boys thinking about Harvey moving forward with the Denver Broncos? And we're about to get a little glimpse of it for the playoffs here. How do you think they handle the running back situation, and what do we think about Harvey moving forward, Chev?
Man, I love RJ Harvey. So this has been music to my ears. And we got a little bit lucky with the touchdown thing this year. I mean, he scored 12 touchdowns. Like that boosted things up quite a bit. You always see the hot takes like, "Oh, I would much rather have RJ Harvey than Ashton Genty." All right, let's pump the brakes there, champ. But I like RJ Harvey, man. I think his role is going to expand. Do I expect him to add a Tyler Algier type of back, a J.K. Dobbins to go be the Mark Ingram guy? Yes, they're going to do that. Like, please listen to us and don't think that RJ Harvey's going to be a 330 touch guy next year. Please do not put that into your brain and start having that rattling around in the echo chamber, please. But I love RJ Harvey, man. I think he's done everything that we wanted to see him do as the primary guy. And I don't think that this is the ceiling by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I think we thought there would be a little bit more receiving floor. We've seen that at times with Harvey, and once that really kicks in, and I think he can kind of solidify that role a little more securely, which it feels like it's going that way. And this was a nice little gift at the end of the season to kind of get Dobbins out of the way here and just see what we can do with Harvey. And everything you've seen, I think in general, has been very positive. So Big Co, I know you were high on Harvey coming in. Have you cooled at all, or what do you think about Harvey?
No, I mean, first couple of weeks, I obviously wanted more for sure. First 4 or 5 weeks, but I'm glad he didn't make the Fool's Gold show. That's for sure, because his role continued to grow. Yes, Dobbins got hurt, and I was said it from the week 1. I was like, I don't want Dobbins to get hurt, but I assume Dobbins is going to get hurt, and Dobbins got hurt, and his role grew and grew and grew, and then there was multiple times there, especially down the stretch. He was already crushing. He's breaking big runs, and he's catching everything that comes his way. And there was still plenty of checkdowns on the table. 2 or 3 weeks ago, they're behind and trying to catch up, and Bo Nix is chucking YOLOs down the field. And like a veteran quarterback, the defense is playing prevent. The veteran quarterback just keeps chucking it down to RJ Harvey and takes 10 yards at a time. And next thing you know, you're 40 yards downfield with 3 plays. So instead of trying to get 30 at a time, and it wasn't working. So they're going to go back, and I was listening to the last 2 weeks of shows that y'all put out yesterday, and you're talking about everything that Ben Johnson's, all the data he's bringing in for the Bears, and same thing is going to happen for Sean Payton and the Broncos. Of course, there's a lot of football to be played through the playoffs here for the Broncos, hopefully, and the Bears. Hopefully they both play a couple weeks because there's fun to watch. But yeah, I think Sean Payton's going to be like, look, let's check it down to RJ Harvey a little bit more.
Yeah, when we've seen, some nice game logs from him, good attempt amounts, been okay with those attempts for the most part. This last week, 18, 4.3 fantasy points, but and a decent amount of attempts and not a whole lot in the receiving. But I think you got to feel pretty secure in Harvey moving forward. But like Chev said, traditionally we really haven't seen anybody just be a dominant workhorse in a Sean Payton offense. There's usually been two. And now Harvey's got a leg up on the next kind of year of competition, being a veteran of kind of moving forward. But don't be surprised when they bring somebody else in to be like, oh my God, what's wrong with Harvey? Go ahead, Chev.
So weeks 13 to 17, we're not going to count week 18 because that was just dog water. 18.9 fantasy points a game, 18 receptions on 22 targets, roughly 70 attempts. So 14 a game. 268 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 total touchdowns. Like that's the stuff. That's RB. That's back end RB1 stuff. That's what we high end RB1 stuff. 19 points a game.
That's what we signed up for.
19 is sticky though. What'd you say, Cole?
Mm-hmm. That's what we signed up for.
Yep.
Right. That's exactly I said it first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. It wasn't killing. I wasn't super excited, but yes, Casey, I got a bunch of RJ Harvey on my dynasty teams, and right now I enjoy looking at my lineups and seeing RJ Harvey on my team.
Yeah, I like it. So Brady then follows up and asks, is he worth the 106 in rookie draft Superflex tight end premium? We know what the first 5 are at this point. I think we don't know, but right now it's Love, Jeremiah Love, it's Tate, Lemon, and Tyson in some order. And now it seems like, Mendoza feels pretty safe, while not maybe this extreme crazy upside like some of these other guys that we've seen be the 101s recently, but seems pretty safe. And then depending on how you feel about a tight end, maybe he mixes in there. So would you rather have, it feels like maybe that's a little high for RJ Harvey for me right now, but again, a little early in the cycle for me to say anything. Chev, you would probably be a little bit better of like the actual players that are there, but Big Cud, it seemed like you wanted to hop in there.
I think the PPR floor that's going to be built in for RJ Harvey, and you see his touchdown explosive upside. I mean, like you said, there's 3 or 4 wide receivers. It's hard to think about a quarterback that'll go first overall pick in the draft, making it past 3, 4, 5, 6 in a Superflex rookie draft, right? So like you said, Mendoza's going to be in that top 6 no matter what, especially when you put him on the Raiders and you see, all right, we got Brock Bowers, we got Genty, we're going to bring in a receiver, and all of a sudden people are going to be like, well, this guy does this and this guy does that, and he's got a little bit of athleticism, he's going to run a little bit, yada yada yada. There's no way that Mendoza's not like ADP 4, 5, 6 at least, right? So I'd say that's probably a really fair value for RJ Harvey. I know that he's got a couple stud wide receivers. There's a stud tight end for sure. Like I know that's probably right there. Like you're probably a safer play taking RJ Harvey because you've seen him come out there and be a beast in the NFL. He ended up RB 5, 6, 7, right? The last 5 weeks there, Chev. You just 19 points a game. There's only 4 or 5 guys better than that in the whole league.
Yeah, RB 5, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, boys. Let me hop in here. Let's grab this second round. So Bowers starts off the second round. We got Neighbors. We got Caleb Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Joe Burrow, Bo Nix. Then we have Justin Jefferson, Herbert, Patty Mahomes, Genty, Nico Collins, and Drake London. And, this goes out as a podcast, so I like to call out all these names. If you're sitting here watching going, why is this guy saying the names? This is why I say the names. And now it's the third round reversal. So the third round goes over to Achane at 3-1, Warren at 3-2, Hampton at 3-3, Tetaroa McMillan at 3-4, Travion at 3-5. We've got Breece Hall at 3-6. Jackson Dart at 3-7, Rashee Rice at 3-8, Brock Purdy at 3-9, T-Law over at 3-10, 3-11 we got Garrett Wilson, and 3-12 we've got Jonathan Taylor. Purdy or T-Law, Big Go? Quick answer, just Purdy. One or the other. Purdy. Chev, Purdy or T-Law? T-Law. I think I love seeing T-Law up here in the end of the third. It's exciting.
Yeah, Casey does.
Mixing it up a little bit here. So then Cook starts the fourth round off. We got Chase Brown, just a Jag at 4-2 for years. Saquon Barkley at 4-3, Olave at 4-4, Egbuka at 4-5, Quinshon Judkins at 4-6. I want to come back to that for sure. Pickens at 4.7, Rome Odunze at 4.8, Bucky Irving at 4.9, Colston Loveland at 4.10, CJ Stroud 4.11, and Ladd McConkey at 4.12. Somebody said a high Brees. Somebody said risky Rashee Rice pick there. I think that's about where Rashee Rice should go. I don't think it's risky. I mean, obviously Pat might, we don't know where he'll be at, but I feel just fine with Rashee Rice.
3.8 Rashee Rice.
You guys don't know what happened.
Stealing.
What happened?
That's a great deal.
Oh, I'll text you about it. He's in trouble.
What happened? Rashee Rice in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that's
right.
breaking news. Are we breaking news on the live stream?
I mean, it broke a few hours ago.
I
haven't seen it.
You broke it to me.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely breaking it to me. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we got to put a pin in that for a minute. All right, Quinshon Judkins at 4.6. We're doing a mock right now. I had a chance to grab him at a turn. It's in similar value. I think Big Co maybe on the way back you might have taken him or something.
Yeah.
How do we feel about Judkins kind of moving forward with the injury that he had of maybe being something that is something that's going to inhibit him into a good chunk of next year with this injury that we've kind of seen this on several players now, and it takes a minute to get back right.
Go ahead, Sham.
Yeah, man. This is my guy. Right
before 6 is that? Do you feel
that's too early for me?
Okay,
he went before Bucky. What are we doing?
I'm fine with that.
You're fine with him going before Bucky?
I really am, and I love
and maybe
too.
waiting a year on Judkins.
I don't care. He's a stud.
Okay. Yeah, I would wait. I mean, there's just too much. Like
he's a stud.
All five.
I think we all think he's a stud.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with his ability to play football. It's
Bucky sucks.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, we're gonna have to deal with that shit all off season, aren't we?
I hope so. Please.
Oh yeah, because there's no more Bucks. Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. That's right. Bucky's out of here.
Okay.
Bucky's washed. So yeah, I love that.
So to answer the question though, I think that this is a little rich. There's zero chance that I would take him over RJ Harvey right now. Like RJ Harvey went a round later. There's zero chance I would do that. Hopefully he bounces back. Hopefully they do the right thing and commit to Shedeur for at least the beginning of 2026. I don't know what the injury timeline looks like, but I can't see myself clicking the button on him over RJ Harvey right now.
Yeah, RJ Harvey or Judkins.
Me, I took Judkins over RJ Harvey. I wanted in this mock that we're doing just to see where RJ Harvey would go.
Mm-hmm.
We did this big, rookie draft right before the season, and I was RJ Harvey. And right after the rookie draft, the NFL draft, I was RJ Harvey over Judkins. And I don't think I'm wrong for that, but dude, Judkins is a monster, right? I know his leg is in two pieces right now, but that dude is an absolute monster.
That's the issue. If he was healthy, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I agree. And also
take advantage. I mean, if you can get Quinshon Judkins in the 4th round because his leg gets broken, that's the time to.
I guess that's kind of more in line with my question is there is a Bucky and RJ Harvey where you can get something out of on the team build right now. This might really hurt you a little bit, kind of for a season of having to wait on of Judkins. Now, I do feel pretty good about Sampson, so I feel like there is at least a ripcord there to say, hey, I can grab me a Sampson later, but we also are worrying about easy rip there. I wanted a little more value on Judkins before I'm excited. I still don't mind drafting him there. I just thought I'd be getting better value because of the late injury there, and we've seen that injury take a while to get back to form. So that's kind of what we're kind of talking about here. But no, I mean, Scattaboo went at 6'8".
He went before Kyra Williams. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I think Judkins is at 4.6 because he's hurt. I think that is the discount. I think if Judkins continued to play and didn't get hurt, I mean,
I think Judkins was getting to the point where it was hard to start, especially when we were getting into that fantasy area. Now, the game that he got hurt in, he was looking like he was going to have a good game.
And catching passes, well,
they were checking it down in that particular game, but they hadn't in a minute to him.
Well, they hadn't done much in a minute, right?
Yeah.
the last couple games of the other quarterback before Sanders got in there was horrible, and then Sanders got in there, and it was a one game. It was great for one game, and then it was not so good, and it was up and down. Like it's the Browns.
So, well,
right?
I think that's the other part of the question right now is like we at least felt like Stefanski was competent, and we're at least fairly comfortable with an offense. Right now, we've got a whole nother question of the Browns and what's going to be what there. So I just feel like that's just another layer on top. But you mentioned Kyron Chev. I think people are going to be, we saw Blake Corum. We'll see what this playoff run looks like for the Rams. But I think people are they've been dying to put Kyron in a body bag for years. And now there's a little bit of Corum cracking the door open. So I think Kyron is going to be around this area all off season long.
It makes no sense. He's 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. And that was a down year. Like I'm not the biggest Kyron guy in the world just because, we were fading him all offseason because it's like, man, what if they, then he gets the contract. And then now he's in one of the most potent offenses in football. And he's got, he's still the primary ball carrier. Now, Blake Corum's carved out a role, sure. And when it really pisses you off when you turn the game on, it's just like, is that him? Is that him? That's the frustrating
They look
part.
the same. They run the same. They got close numbers. It's a nightmare.
Exactly. Like, it's just like, is that him? That was him. That was him. Like, shit. No, it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
But, he's awesome. And I don't, again, if I'm in a startup, like, unless I am truly convicted and levitating above the cement aisle about an injured player, I'm going to take the player that I like, maybe just slightly a little bit less, that's healthy. And there's nothing about RJ Harvey's situation that you can tell me that Quinshon Judkins is going to be better than in the next year. Like, there's just not. Other than like, hey, he's going to handle most of the touches. But I mean, you just said Dylan Sampson's there. Kyron Williams. Here's the deal. Like, you're getting some touches from Blake Corum, but it still ends up 1,200 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns. Like, I'm taking that over Scat. Now, it could, again, situations change. It could be, Scat Pack could just come back and be the Anglo-Saxon assassin that we all know and love, and I just look like a complete fool. But, yeah, I'm going to take the young, healthy Blake. Kyron Williams still only 25 years old. He's a year older than Cam Scatterbo. What are we doing?
Yeah, and he's paid. He's going to be over there for a minute here. So, just kind of looking at this board, how it's breaking down a little bit. We've got an interesting 5th round here. We've got Brian Thomas, Tucker Kraft, AJ Brown, Jordan Love, Marv, RJ Harvey, T, Baker at 5'8", Christian McCaffrey at 5'9", Devonta Smith at 5'10", Dak at 5'11", and Jared Goff at 5'12", turning into Kittle and then Fannin at 6'1", 6'2", Zay Flowers, Jamison Williams, Josh Jacobs at 6'5", Luther Burden at 6'6", Sammy D at 6'7", Scatterbo 6'8", Kyron at 6'9", Travis Hunter 6'10", Addison and Cam Ward rounding out the 6th round here. What kind of jumps out to you guys here of what you've seen over the first, 5 or 6 rounds early in these initial mock drafts? Is there any values you're really liking or not liking? Anybody above or below board? I mean, what are we thinking here, Big Co? Anything?
Go ahead, Chev. You got your head going there. What you got?
Go ahead.
Before Casey already said his name and we laughed, but I want to say this before I forget. Chase Brown at 4'2". Do either one of y'all know the name Nelson Sousa? He's like a big time tournament player.
Yeah.
And he put out, he said, I'm taking my stab at the first 2 rounds of redraft next year. And he had like Chase Brown at the 2-3. And I just nodded my head when I saw it. I was like, there it is. One of the big high stakes players that got Chase Brown at the top of the 2nd round next year. I saw we weren't wrong. We were just early to the Chase Brown party for this year, not talking about us because we've been here for years, but just saying everybody was put him out and he
from here, Bo.
Right. He hit the big numbers when we needed him to. He was on a handful of championship teams for me, and that was fantastic. But that was like Joe Burrow came back, the Bengals started playing offense again, and Jamar Chase got his 10 catches for 100 and a touchdown. T. Higgins got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Gesicki got a couple pieces, and Chase Brown crushed. And that was like, oh, yeah, all right, the Bengals offseason, offensive line and defense, right?
That's once again.
So we're gonna all right, keep going.
Once
Next,
again, Chase Brown RB7 on the year. Hey,
Yep,
real quick, we skipped over my man Zeus up here. He was asking Xavier Worthy for the 105 in 2026.
Take the 105.
Please, God.
Okay, I wanted to go back.
I still like Worthy, and I think Worthy's a good buy in the right situation this year from the right owner selling him.
I think there's going to be a lot of buying opportunity.
I think there's a lot of buying opportunity.
Way cheaper than that, though. If that's 105, let me do it.
If you can get the 105, I'm taking that. I'll ship off Worthy. I'm buying Worthy, but for the 105, I'll take the 105 all day.
All right, Chev. What did you want to jump? What was anything make you levitate above the cement aisle or want to spit in dirt?
Yeah, freight train tuck. We don't need. Let's not even bullshit about it, man. Tucker Craft, the 5th round. This is. I mean, he was going to be in contention. He probably would have been the tight end 2 behind. I mean, he wasn't going to get McBride's volume like that. That's the thing. McBride has separated himself in a healthy Brock Bowers, but like this is my tight end 3 in Dynasty. And I am like, again, I've been saying this shit for almost a year now. Like, he's really good, and they built the offense around him. If you look at the offense now, it's built around him and Josh Jacobs, and it sucks if there's only one of the two. It's even worse if there's none of the two. So yeah, that's the 5th round. That's tremendous value. Like, he's gonna come back and be awesome. I highly doubt that this is. I mean, he's 25 years old and he tore his ACL. This isn't the 60s. We're not junction boys. He'll probably be ready for, OTAs or mini camp, and we'll just pick up right where we left off. I mean, he's still
even if you got a slow first month, right? It's fine.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't care if he takes the first 6 weeks off.
Dude, he's still tied for the league lead, tied for the team lead in touchdowns, and he's second on the team in receiving yards still right now.
Yeah.
He hadn't played since like week 8 or week 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's awesome. That was what stuck out to me. Sorry.
You're good. I love it. I thought I was pretty sure that's where you were going, but
yeah, especially in premium, I tip my hat to that. I like that Tucker Craft for sure. If in the 5th round Tucker Craft, I was right there with you, Chev, all off season. I was like, yeah, anytime you brought up Tucker Craft, anytime it came up, Casey knows I gave him a hard time 2 years ago. I was taking Craft over Musgrave, So I'm with you on that Craft value. I will say that I thought y'all gave my boy you got a little slight with the wide receiver. Dang, what's his name? I just took a blank.
Who, Watson or Dobbs?
Yeah, Watson. I think you got a little slight with my boy Watson on the last podcast.
Did we though?
Yeah. Where you said you ship him off for 82, and Casey quickly was like, "No, I can't do that. Can't do that." Oh,
I didn't say. I said a high 2. Yeah, anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, Chev was ready to just put him in the mailbox and just send him away to somebody. Send him to Santa. Put the flag up.
Make that shit somebody else's problem, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody else's problem. This dude, he gets 3 not red zone targets, end zone targets 2 weeks ago, and then last week my man comes out with like 25 points with Malik Willis throwing dimes. I mean, Watson's
Craft ain't
beast, bro.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. I'm ready. No, thank you.
I will. I'll bring it.
Buy when he stinks, sell when he's high.
There he is. 9.8 Christian Watson. 9.8. I'm buying that all day.
9.8. A couple things that there's a question here. Where would you where would you value the 102 in this draft? We'll get back to that. A couple of things. Somebody said Warren at 3-2, and then there's not 3 rounds of value in between Fannin and Warren. What do you guys think? I think obviously there's a question of who's the Colts quarterback. I was going to say there's a question of who's running the offense and what the offense is in Cleveland. But I guess we kind of have the same question right now in Indy. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great value too. I
love Fannin in the 6th and tight end premium. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, go.
If it's just Shedeur Sanders saying Fannin's getting this ball no matter what, because Fannin got hurt in the first quarter last week, and he was about to just be 2 weeks ago in the fantasy football championships, and he was about to be crushing.
Yeah,
he was like he had been doing for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, right. I think he was hurt all week.
Is that Shedeur Sanders being like, this is my guy, or is that coach just got fired. But is that like the entire operation there being like, yo,
No,
this offense runs through Fannin? Because if the offense runs through Fannin, there's not 3 rounds of value. I don't care who the quarterback is in Indy because Fannin was getting peppered.
Yeah, there's a
But
lot of things.
If that's a Shedeur Sanders thing, and Shedeur Sanders moves along, and then the whole offense just kind of spreads back out, then that's fine too. But I'm just saying, like Fannin was mashing the last half of the year.
I think Fannin had some other games with some other quarterbacks, right? Like where they threw it his way a decent amount, right? And Njoku
seems like it picked
out
up
of there,
with Shedeur.
you know,
Yeah.
contract
Well,
for Njoku.
true.
Njoku was missing
got hurt
time,
and he took
right?
off. Yeah.
But I think what we saw from Fannin matches up with what we thought about Fannin. So wheels up, right? That's what we want to see. That's what we want to do. Now, does the next person come in and, like you said, Big Co, give him enough opportunity? Because I think at the end of the day, he's going to earn opportunity. But sometimes people are stubborn. We talk about Arthur Smith all the time, right? It's just what do you while. And Matt LaFleur, even like we give Arthur Smith all this shit, but LaFleur spreads it around to everybody too. He's not hyper targeting one guy or the other, right? So we certainly can have situations where, if we don't have the right quarterback and play caller to facilitate multiple guys, is somebody like Fannin able to be like, hey, I demand it? I think so. It's just will they give it to him?
Yeah, there's put up on the screen right there. 72 catches, 730 yards, 6 touchdowns. He was 11 points, 25 points, 12 points, 20 points, 11. He got hurt. That's 11 points with it getting hurt in the first quarter right there in week 17. Just smashing. 21 years old, dude. 21 years old. But he's 6'4", he's 240. So he's like one of those guys, like he's not the Trey McBride cut where he's just on the goal line every single time, no matter what. If like he's not going to be inline blocking and like the George Kittle type. He's always out there in every single play. He's not that kind of player, but they used him that way. It didn't matter. He was on the field being their number one receiver basically in the second half of the season.
There've been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There have been 8 tight ends since the year 2000 to go over 700 yards receiving as a rookie. You want me to read the list?
Kincaid's one of them too, isn't it?
Brock Bowers, Kyle Pitts, Jeremy Shockey, Sam Laporta, Tyler Warren, Harold Fannin, Evan Ingram, and now Colston Loveland. Oronde Gaston just missed it.
Yeah, I know Kincaid had 70-something catches too. I didn't know he didn't have 700 yards.
He got 690.
Yeah, I mean, that's close. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's a nice list, and Fannin deserves that 6'2" draft pick. And it's hard to say there's not
value.
Yeah. The thing about Tyler Warren is the second week of the season, he got a goal line wildcat carry, right? If that would have, like that was what was about to make him. He was getting 20-yard seam passes too, and on the boundary, like let's like the first 6 weeks of the Colts. Remember, we got on here, we started quoting stuff that they were doing. They had offensive numbers that basically were more efficient than anything Peyton Manning had to do with, right?
It was the best offense. It was the highest scoring offense through 8 weeks in NFL history.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, and Casey said that 3 times in the last 3 weeks. It's just like what Tyler Warren started off doing. That's why that question came about, Tyler Warren for Colston Loveland in a first. And it's just like, well, I was like, I wouldn't do a early first because I really love Colston Loveland, but Tyler Warren is out here slaughtering, and I would give up a late first and Colston Loveland for Warren because he was like George Kittle in his prime the first day he walked on the NFL field. So I don't know if they're going to be giving this man wildcat totes at the goal line, but why not? They did as a rookie, and so it could grow from there. But they got 3 very capable receivers, and a absolute stud running back. So who knows what happens with the ball getting spread around, and like Casey said, who's running the ship, who's running point guard, who's facilitating.
Fortunately, Steichen stays, so you have at least some continuity and some idea of what can be. We just don't know who exactly is going to be, pulling the trigger and running the offense, right? And so that's it doesn't feel great, but I feel like where the Colts are right now, they're not going to sit. Like, they just made some aggressive moves. They got a new family member running the thing. It feels like they're going to come out here and be aggressive and try to go figure out how to plug up this hole and make a move in 2026 to compete.
That's the perfect word. Them boys brought in Phillip Rivers off the high school coaching sidelines. That you don't get any more aggressive than that.
Yeah.
Boys like, oh yeah, we'll bring in a 45-year-old quarterback if it gives us a chance to get in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. Some other interesting kind of picks in here. Strange at 7'10" was a little higher than I thought he would be. I thought we would be more in the 9 range with Strange. Obviously, one draft and one player. Anything can kind of happen there.
Happen. But you're right. That's Laporta at 8, and Laporta at 8.4 is apparently that's the best value on the board so far.
Yep. Yeah. People scared of that backiotomy, but hey.
I forgot about the backiotomy.
That's fine. This was 8.4 is insane value. Like,
yeah, considering where he was, last year. I mean, he was like in the 3rd round.
Yeah, he did nothing wrong except for his back, exploded.
Got his back blown out.
That's not good. It's what
flag.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it. He said it. Hey, we got Sam Darnold up to the 6th round. We got Kyle Pitts up to the 7th round. We got Travis Etienne up to the 7th round. That's not too bad. Not too shabby for an offseason.
I don't know what Shane's saying. You guys need to LOL a lot of pending free agents. I don't know what you're saying there, but yeah.
I think look at pending free agents.
Maybe.
I don't know. Can you help us out with words?
Yeah, hit us back and tell us what you were saying.
Hit us back here. Jumping back into kind of some values here, like ETN and Kenny Walker as far as running backs to be drafted in the 7th round. Like, I know we've done this Kenny Walker experiment for multi-years now, but like we're seeing at the end of this season, like how good Kenny can be. I can't imagine he's going to be a Seahawk next year. So I love 7th round Kenny Walker. That seems like a whole lot of fun. And ETN has just been, if he's a Jag again, awesome. If not, he's going to go somewhere and they're probably going to use the shit out of him. So I love those 2 picks. Those look awfully fun right there. Kyle Pitts at 7'6". Good to see him back. Ricky Pearsall 7'5". I like that. Luther Burden 6'6". That's fun. Tyler Shuck at 8'1". Me and Chev have talked about him, I think, every time we've gotten on the mics. But Shuck over Bryce Young, Shuck over McCarthy. Kyler Murray at 8'10". Yes, please. I'll all day long.
Yeah, if you can get if Kyler Murray is your 3rd quarterback in a startup draft this year, that's a nice play, right? You get going, you get a couple of quarterbacks early to mid. You don't have to be 1st and 2nd round quarterback if you don't want to be. That's not usually how I roll it anyway, but I can't see the top of that screen. I assume there's quarterbacks above that, but at 8'10", I mean, yes, Kyler Murray. And if I could have him as my 3rd quarterback, that's a roll of the dice that the upside's fantastic. And in the 8th round, if he just Kyler Murray's himself out of the league, I could swallow that.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Hey.
I want to call out Zach Charbonnet.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, that value on Zach Charbonnet there. I really like that, especially when we're just like what you just said. Kenneth Walker is not going to be in Seattle next year, most likely. That backfield is just Zach Charbonnet's. That's an extremely valuable role for fantasy. And he's already got the goal line touches, so I highly doubt that he's going to cede that to anybody that they bring in, And then the other guy, that Tyler Algier, because he's about to go somewhere and get a bag too.
I think so too. Yeah, they gotta let. We did a show, me and Big Co, I believe, just talking about a bunch of the contract years. Free agent running backs here, and Algier was one of them. Of like, man, he's gonna go somewhere and like at least get a chance to break free a little bit. I mean, or at least he should. There should be interest in the league of what he could. He's easily 1,000-yard back. He doesn't turn it over. He's crazy. No fumbles in his career.
Never.
I think I just saw.
Never.
That's
never.
Absolutely insane. So Algier is definitely going to be somebody who, come February or March, whenever the free agency is, like that's going to be an interesting, placement to see where that goes, and then probably a big value spike.
Rashad White too.
Rashad White, yeah. The Colts are losing a while. Okay, my man, he said either cutting Pittman or letting Pierce walk. I think with the
Pierce ain't walking.
I think with letting A.D. Mitchell go, I think that was telling you we're re-signing Pierce, right?
Yeah.
At least that's the way I took that.
The Colts
I did look at Pittman's contract and they can move on from him. I'm not sure that they like. I don't know.
They don't
that
have
will.
to, man. The salary cap's like $1 billion, bro. They're not. I mean, Pittman's a Colt. He already said he wants to keep playing with the Colts. He's a game. He played with a broken back for him. They'll sign him.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a deal. It's just they could cut him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a $5
yeah,
million dead cap hit this year.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We hope.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Some other, Rico Dowdle at 11-7. He's going to be interesting.
Ooh, yeah, he's a free agent too.
Mm-hmm.
This running back free agent class is loaded.
Yeah, it's got some fun ones that could definitely go somewhere and be a workhorse who haven't been necessarily like billed as that role, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of fun there. Yeah. If like he came back on the Colts thing saying got to check the cap space. Yeah, maybe if they were really up against something and needed to make some moves that Pittman could be potentially expendable, but they don't have a big quarterback contract anymore,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. They don't have a big quarterback.
That's the point. Like what the teams are like. The Cowboys are way over the cap. So like they've got to make a decision on George Pickens and Javonte Williams. They said they want to give Javonte Williams a multi-year deal, and they've got to figure out their cap stuff. Like the Browns are in cap hell too, but I was reading something about them being able to move around and restructure a bunch of stuff to get under the cap and be able to make some moves. Their entire offensive line is free agents. So yeah, like it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Like the Titans can move on from Tony Pollard for super cheap. We talked about DeAndre Swift. They can move on from him for like $1.3 million. The Cardinals are probably going to cut James Conner for like $3 million, if I'm not mistaken. So there's going to be a ton of shakeup at the running back position. So like you can hit the lottery.
Yeah. Excellent McCorkle Jones pick at 15-7. J-Mo. Love that.
Yeah.
Little
future
McCorkle.
Minnesota Vikings quarterback.
I like this Daniel Jones at 11 or at 2-5. Mano Mitch. I like that scoop up. What do you think about Shador Sanders at 10-06? That seems I don't know. What do we
flip? That's fantastic or not great. It's a coin flip.
Okay.
What you doing, Shep? You like it?
Rondé Gatson at 10-2.
Yeah,
that's
Chef's kiss, right?
That's throwing up the rollie. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rondé Gatson. Oh, yeah. How did I miss that?
Malik Willis at 14-7. That's not real.
I was about to say, but I was like, I'm gonna let Big Co.
I've been waiting. I'm like, these guys are talking. I'm not gonna cut them off. Malik Willis 14-7. Let's go. Me and Casey did a video right before the season started, and I was like, go get you some Mac Jones and Malik Willis because they're starting quarterbacks in this league, and just buy cheap stock and let it appreciate and watch. Look at both of them.
Where's Malik gonna be? He's gonna be a Jet, and it's just gonna ruin his life.
Golly, it's the only place he can't go, dude. It's the only place he can't go.
Yeah. Where would you like to see Malik, and where do you think he goes?
I mean, I need him to stay with LaFleur. Golly, that boys were working magic out there. I need him to go to somebody who's running don't go to a complete opposite system, right? You've been sitting there. That's what it said in the offseason before the season started. He got some games because Love got hurt, and Love came back in, so he goes back on the bench, and now he has that a little bit of rhythm, and he has a little bit of, I did this and it didn't work, and I did this and it worked, and now we can go back in and be the backup quarterback for a couple weeks. And then Love misses another game, and Malik Willis comes in, and he looks good again. And then he gets the offseason with the same playbook and the same coaches, and they build him up, and they're like, and the coaches are having meetings, and they're like, if Jordan Love gets hurt, I think we got something with Willis, so let's prepare this package. And so when he comes in, he can hit the ground running. And you saw it, and he crushed. And like if he goes to a whole nother system, maybe that sets him. I mean, he's still got wheels, and he can still throw it, but like the comprehension of the offense, right? The ability to know the plays and know where, now you're going out there and you're reading one defender, instead of like, where's my second read on this play, So if you're a couple years into a system and you're very comfortable, and we know LaFleur makes it easy on his quarterbacks and he dials it up, like, I'm not saying Malik Willis can't go do that somewhere else, but like there's 10 offenses in this league that are quarterback friendly, like high-end quarterback friendly, and he's in one of them.
Yeah.
Oh shit, stay in it.
I mean, he ain't. He's going somewhere to get a Darnold or Jones
for sure.
Contract,
sure I don't. He's not a free agent,
Colts,
right?
Do the Colts just say, "Hey, bub, come on down"? We
be
just did this
fantastic.
once.
That's another quarterback friendly system.
I mean,
So,
the Packers got to get something for him, right? He's worth a ton. They're going to trade him, right?
He's a free agent. This is
he's
4.
walking. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The Packers should have. They should have got something for him.
I think
they won some games. They
made the playoffs.
Good call.
Yeah.
They still could. Love could get hurt. They could.
So he's able to go anywhere he wants. I mean, Indianapolis makes a whole lot of sense, right?
It does.
Yeah, you can pay him what you paid. You can give him 1 year, $15 million, or 2 years, 30 with 20 guaranteed. Whatever they gave Justin Fields in New York, they could do that in Indianapolis, and then just be in a good spot. Like,
yeah, I think Willis gets more. I think Willis gets more than Daniel Jones did this time last year. I think he gets more than $15 million for 1 year.
I think just because of the way the league is, they're just going to, kind of use that as the blueprint and just, basically be like, hey, this is just what it's been, 15 or 30 for 2, essentially, right? So I think it'd be hard pressed to get, kind of a, hey, we're going to give you some money, and now you prove it, and you get some more money, right? And so I think it's probably somewhere around there, maybe a couple more million because it's the next year. But Krosky Merritt, sorry, Bako, did you want to?
No, I think the way Daniel Jones went out was like poo-poo. And the way Malik Willis is entering this offseason is like, holy shit, did you see that? He could really be something. I think the $15 million, like Sam Darnold, I know he had a whole season. He went 30, 35 touchdowns. So that's different than Malik Willis playing good for 2 games. But he got, 30 mil times 3 years, right? So I think it's probably somewhere in the middle there. He might get, maybe it's a 1 year for 25. I just think he's going to be.
Are you saying you thought Daniel Jones was bad, or you just didn't like that he got
injured? The last days in New York were horrible.
Oh, I see.
The way, the way he entered last offseason, it's not that we knew Daniel Jones could play a little bit of football. We've seen him play some good football, but that was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Willis to Indy would be fun. That's definitely the preferred landing spot for me. But Cleveland could be fun. They need somebody. I feel like the Raiders are probably going to take a Mendoza action, but
definitely
it wouldn't be terrible. But I don't know what the injury to Malik is and how serious it was to end the season here. But seems like he's limited practicing, so that's good. Krosky Merritt, Algier go back to back. Which would you rather have next year?
Algier.
I'm with you.
Algier.
Hawkinson at 2.6 just feels like that could just be a value bomb if they can
12-6.
I mean, Vikings bring in Malik.
Hawkinson went 12-6. That's fantastic. Oh, Vikings, good call, Casey. Wow, great call. 12-6 Hawkinson. Like we saw one play a couple weeks ago where you could see Hawkinson isn't as old as the offense made him look this year. That's really it was one seam route. It was a 25-yard dart.
Hey, he got a year to basically recover.
Yeah,
he's going to be ready to roll next year.
That offense this year, it made him. It made Justin Jefferson not look like a Hall of Famer.
Justin Jefferson's went 2.7.
Yeah. That looks like that's 2 first-round draft picks. I mean, when you get Justin Jefferson in the second round, it makes it look like you had another first-round draft pick. The whole first half of the second round is like that. Bowers. At 2-1, Neighbors, Caleb Williams, St. Brown, Joe Burrow, skip one for Bo Nix because that's great and all, but that's Patrick Mahomes at 2.9. Obviously, he's hurt. Justin Jefferson at 2.7. The whole half of the second round looks like first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
this is a season. I said it last year, and it's even bigger this year. It seems like trading back in the first half of the first round is like almost like you gotta.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
If you can't get off of Drake May, and Josh Allen, I understand. But if trading back and coming out and being able to, like Caleb Williams, you guys, everything y'all said about the Bears last podcast was spot on. Like Caleb Williams was everything you said about the weapons. Like Colson Loveland's been my guy, and he's actually been better. And Luther Burden's ready to explode. And I love the fact that what you pointed out that there was not a Rome Odunze in the Detroit Lions offense for Ben Johnson to even have as a skill set and like as a player, all that wraps back around to stock up Caleb Williams,
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to come back to Caleb real quick in a minute here, but I just wanted to just talk about a little bit of back end of this draft. The chat was just talking about Gainwell and Parker Washington here. Gainwell at 16-2, he's a free agent. Parker Washington not a free agent. So Gainwell at 16-2 feels like great value there. Like, you know, I feel like, how do you guys feel about how are you approaching Gainwell in the next season?
At 16-2, that's free. Don't you agree, Chef?
Yeah. Yeah. I love Kenneth Gainwell. He's a Memphis guy. I love Kenneth Gainwell. I feel like it could be like Kenneth Gainwell just showed that he's I can't remember who I said this about as another running back, but like he's an RB2 for 5 more years because he could run and catch. But it's almost like that was like a perfect marriage for what Aaron Rodgers needed to be doing with a offensive unit that didn't even have any receivers, you know. And even when he did have DK, it was DK is, you know, not Justin Jefferson, as in he's not running every route all the way over the field, you know, precise timing. DK's a monster stud, alpha, throw it up, I'm gonna push somebody down and catch the ball. But like it just seems like it was just like perfect marriage with Aaron Rodgers to run Kenny Gainwell. And he's like, I think there was a quote that came out a month ago that Aaron Rodgers was like, I think his goal was to get Kenny Gainwell in the Pro Bowl or something like that. So a quote kind of like that. It was like, Gainwell's my guy, and then they voted him the team MVP or the
Gainwell
offensive MVP.
Been, awesome. Like he's just so good. You give it to him, you hand it to him, he's good. You throw it to him, he's awesome. You know, I guess Gainwell
what I meant by that in a startup, his value is going to be so much better to pick up in a startup this year than if you said, "Hey, I need an RB3 or RB4 on my team for depth," and you went and traded for him. Like I'm not trying to give you a 2 for Kenneth Gainwell, but in the startup draft, he's like basically valued like a 4th round pick. Is that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I trade you a 3rd for Kenny.
Yeah.
I'll give you
okay.
What, Chef?
I don't know. You know, like I'm looking at. I mean, I think he's played his way into getting like a real opportunity.
He has.
Agreed. 73 catches. Somebody's highlighting that right now.
If Aaron Rodgers comes back to Pittsburgh, he's gonna be in Pittsburgh again.
True. I mean, they extended Jaylen Warren.
They did.
He doesn't. Yeah, and they'll bring in some wide receivers, obviously, but they'll run that 2-back set again. They had Gainwell and Jaylen Warren on the field almost every play. They had to. They just ran him into opposite flats, and he picked whichever one had the most space and threw it to him. And a lot of times it was Gainwell. He did play himself into a role.
Yeah, I don't know. That offense is capped with Arthur Smith running it. Fucking sucks.
For sure, but Gainwell was still great. You know, especially.
No, I mean that's the thing. I mean, Casey, I remember I told you this at the beginning of the season. I was like, there's gonna be a whole bunch of bullshit with Kenneth Gainwell and Arthur Smith doing some weird stuff, and it ended up being great for fantasy.
Yeah,
but see, you know, Arthur Smith is gonna be up to some shenanigans.
Yeah, well, I think you know Rodgers helps in that scenario as well of just elevating Kenneth Gainwell's value of kind of how they were playing. How he was playing that offense a little bit with Arthur Smith. So
yeah, just to add to that, he was RB11 from weeks 12 to 17, 15 points a game. You know, ahead of, just behind Ashton Genty, ahead of DeAndre Swift, Kyron Williams, Jonathan Taylor, Ramondre Stevenson, Saquon Barkley. Like he was really good.
Yeah.
So
Shane Adams says Malik Willis a Dolphin. That could be fun with Mike.
That would be so much fun. Tyreek comes back, Waddle. Ugh.
How about Dulcich having a nice little run at the end?
Hey, buddy. I've been working on a little research project because I really like Greg Dulcich coming out. He's just been a big fat nothing. And it was just, Sean Payton hated him. And then he went to New York and had a really good preseason. They cut him because they've got 17 tight ends. And he lands in a super tight end friendly system, and Darren Waller can't stay healthy. So if they don't make a serious move at tight end, like that's a guy that I'm trying to acquire on the cheap. He might still be on a lot of waiver wires.
He's still super cheap. Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move over to Parker Washington real quick because he was in the chat as well. Me and Chev just did an episode. It's not out yet. it will be, but Parker Washington was at the end of it. You know, Fool's Gold is the title, and just the idea of these guys finish strong. Are they for real, or are they Fool's Gold? And I think both of us came to the conclusion, you know, good player, but you know, the production from what we're seeing right now, at least the last 3 games of the season, he was wide receiver 3 overall, I believe. And but moving forward in that offense, it's going to be hard for him to replicate meaningful production every single week. Now, the ecosystem in Trevor seems like, hey, we can prop multiple guys up here, but we like Strange, and you know, BTJ should be able to bounce back at some point. Travel work in fun spots, and Jacoby, a full season with him, where does that kind of leave the pecking order with Parker Washington? It's not that he isn't good. I just feel like there could be games where it's just, you know, it's probably a good best ball player, right?
Oh,
unless BTJ, any of those old trade movers stir back up and BTJ is on the move, which I don't think they would do, right? I think what they're doing and what they're building feels like BTJ should be able to figure it out. I don't know what, you know, Big Co. What was your opinion on that? Because I kind of know where Chev stands a little.
Oh, I mean, if you're in a best ball, that's fantastic because you got the return touchdowns too. He's obviously electric, and we always look for a guy that can. If you can play wide receiver and you are a punt returner, kick returner, you know, we're always chasing the next Antonio Brown breakout, right? We're always chasing that next guy that could be that. And obviously, I'm not saying he's going to be Antonio Brown, but and even in the season, all it takes is an injury, you know.
Of course,
BTJ gets hurt. Right? BTJ doesn't get traded, but he gets hurt, and now he's a WR2 for 8 weeks at a stretch, right? I think the draft position back here at the end of the draft is you already saw the 1 year evolution of the offense. You already saw now everybody likes Trevor again, and you know,
well, not everybody. There's gonna be a lot of Trevor trading because I feel like people are gonna be salty.
Well, this is a big I did hear on Dan Patrick this morning, like the most pressure on the quarterback this week against the Bills, right? Because what
a fucking bummer of a draw for the Jags. Like,
yeah,
just kick everybody out.
Josh Allen's coming to town.
Yeah.
So that's a big week. But yeah, I mean,
when you look at Dynasty Daddy right now, this is kind of what we came like. You know, Woody Marks or Parker Washington moving forward, right? In this draft, Woody Marks goes in the 9th round. Parker Washington goes 16, right? If Parker Washington has an every down role, then it's Parker Washington. But I want to roll the dice with Woody Marks moving forward, right? 208 a second, 208 a second. Like I would take all those trades for Parker Washington right now if I'm a Dynasty team, right?
Yeah, you would, but you might. Here's the thing. Big D says Jags to the Super Bowl.
Jags to the Super Bowl.
If they win this game, I'm 100% with you, and I think they're going to win this game. Legitimately, I think they're going to win this game.
I want them to win this game. I think they're going to win this game. I don't know. Maybe Josh Allen is just going to be undeniable. I don't know, but
man, if he's in order for him to win, in order for the Bills to win this game, he's going to have to play like, you know, just out of his mind, one of the vintage, like whatever he did against the Lions last year, like that's what he's going to have to do for them to win this game because Jacksonville's better everywhere else. Like, is he that much better than Trevor Lawrence at quarterback that he could do this by himself? Because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he is, but the way Trevor's playing right now with a lot of confidence, it's not like a huge margin.
Right. And that's what you need because Jacksonville's just the better team, in my opinion. Yeah. But to go back to Parker Washington, so over the course of that stretch where he's a wide receiver 3, no player in the league generated more plays at 20+ yards. He had a 28% target share. Like he scored twice, and it looked incredible. Like it looked like he was a stud. You know. So I don't.
So in that vein, like, are the Jags saying, "Hey, we can get what we get out of Parker Washington, out of what we want from Brian Thomas, out of Parker Washington right now, and we could go fix some other parts of our offense and get some change, or defense and get some change for BTJ right now." And I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. I think BTJ is going to be just fine. I think BTJ is a very good player. Seemed like there were some injuries and some mental stuff, and You know, maybe you didn't like that commercial with Trav and
Hated
Trev. Yeah,
Hated it.
hated it. You know, but
Yeah.
That I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities, though.
I don't think
When
it's
you
out,
just
but
say generated those big plays, like feels like that's what they want BTJ to do, and if that's what Parker Washington and they feel comfortable with that, I don't know. Is it that crazy?
I don't think they're gonna move on from. I don't think they're gonna move on from BTJ. Like, there's just everybody gets one mulligan season where they just suck.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I mean, and that's kind of where we were. I mean, there's a lot of hurt with BTJ, and I think that's fresh, and I think that's fueling a lot of people's desire to kind of clear this whole deal up. But you know, if we went back to August, there would be no questions about BTJ and what what he's capable of. And
and if you told everybody that Trevor was having the season he had and BTJ was where he was, we'd be like, what the, WTF,
right?
Yeah, that's really well said. It seems like you talk about Parker versus BTJ. Like, it seems like Parker was running open. Not to take anything away from, but like the Liam Cohen's offense, it was like deep crossers and this and that, and like some misdirection, and like Parker Washington running open is a problem for defenses.
It's the slot role in Liam Cohen's offense.
That's what I'm saying, and it was massively successful. And when Parker Washington catches the ball, that's a problem for defenses. When Brian Thomas doesn't even have to be open. So like if it works out for that, I mean, there's an upside layer there with Brian Thomas physically, but like Parker Washington, it's a great role. And I think they could both be successful on the field at the same time. It's a great trade. It's a great trade piece for the Jags if they want to use it. Like Casey said.
Yeah, I'm not saying they will, just kind of bringing all the, and I don't think they necessarily should, but I'm saying like end up being a savvy move. Go ahead, Chef.
Y'all ready?
Like, yeah,
this is plutonium grade rage bait here, guys. What if Travis Hunter is just a full-time defensive player now? I know one of the first things I ever said on the show was that, hey, what if Travis Hunter played some receiver? And everybody cooked me and then had to come back and apologize, but they never apologized. They just sit over there tugging on their little meat, all quiet.
They never wrote back. They never wrote back.
They never write back.
So
like, they never write back. They come tell you that you were an idiot, but they never come say, yeah, you were right.
But what if, but here's the deal. What if with the emergence of Parker Washington, with them re-upping Jacoby Myers, BTJ, goes to better help and gets himself together and has an offseason to get healthy again? Like, what if they're just like, hey, man, look, we know how incredible you are as a corner. Let's just focus there. Because the whole thing that we said, and we were the ones like out front, like, hey, man, he has to learn to play defense first, because playing corner, playing in the secondary, you can't do that from a part-time perspective. Otherwise, people are going to pick up on the tells whenever Travis Hunter's in the game, because you have to change what you do from a schematic standpoint, because there's a level of communication that goes on. Now then, so let's walk it all the way down to like OTAs 2026. Hey, Travis Hunter's out there at corner, and he's locking people up, and we're in this thing now where he can reach his full potential, and we don't have to. And he comes in sparingly on offense.
Right. That's what I want to see.
That's what we want. And that just
maybe in 3 years he gets a bigger offensive role, or 2 years,
or somebody gets hurt and he has to start playing offense again.
Right.
Like, again, this is one of the guys that is one of the most special of special athletes that we've ever seen. But for fantasy, we have to, like, you've got to accept the fact that it's just, we can't bank on him being Justin Jefferson, or, somebody said that he's the highest drafted wide receiver since Calvin Johnson. Well, he's drafted number 2 because he wasn't just a receiver, bud. Like, let's at least be like somewhat honest about the conversation. So let
me throw this out there. The worst thing that happened for Travis Hunter's dynasty fantasy football as an offensive player is that he got hurt and the Jags are still winning. That's the worst. Like that's the worst thing that could have happened to him.
For Jacoby and signed him.
For not to him as a person, but as a fantasy football asset for the guys that were drafted him early in the rookie drafts, like we told not to, and all that fun stuff. Like that's the worst thing that could have happened. And I don't disagree. Dougie Fresh in the comments says buy some, buy the dip, buy the massive dip. Don't buy the tiny dip, because
nobody wants to buy a tiny dip.
Depends on what the dip is. They've been crushing. Back. They're the hottest team in the league right now. You know, so that's Parker Washington. They bring in what's his name? Casey's favorite fourth best receiver on everybody's team. They bring in Jacoby Myers, right? Yeah. And he gets and they pay him to stick around. And so like and Liam Cohen's offense, may or may not need, maybe they bring in another wide receiver. But like this is their chance to say, hey, let's go be won't you be a lockdown corner for us because we're already made the playoffs. We won the division in the head coach's rookie season. Your rookie season started out not so great. And why don't you go be a defensive lockdown corner for us and be a top 5 DB in the league? Because we don't really need you to be a wide receiver, and then you could bring him, then you could come in on a jet sweep or something for fun if you want to.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
And I don't know if you said it or Casey said it just a minute ago, but like you were like 2 years from now. Yeah. When you've been a stud on the team and you know every defensive alignment and you know every shift and you know everything about everything on defense, and all you need is the keys to the game that week, the game plan that week, not the base calls and not all the different checks at the line. You know what I mean, Chev? Like once you've been on the team 2 or 3 years and you know everything, and like that's the kind of guys that can play on Sunday when they didn't practice all week because they know everything really, and you could just be told the game plan that week. Like once you get to that level defensively, now you can come back over here and play offense for fun, right? But it was too much. And of course, we get to say this after he had like a 10-catch game breaking out, and then he hurts his knee. So like we get to say that we were right. And mainly, I was still hedging in the middle. Like he is amazing, and we don't know that he can't do both. And y'all are like, it ain't going to happen like that. So like we get to say that now because he did get hurt and he didn't finish up, and they did bring in Jacoby Myers. Maybe they never bring in Myers if he doesn't get hurt. Maybe he catches 8 catches a game for the next 5 weeks to 6-8 weeks to end the season. And, it is what it is, but that didn't happen, and they kept winning, so that's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you there. Again, this is not an indictment on the talent. Like I was one of the first people to say this shit out loud. Like I think he's an awesome wide receiver. I just think that he has to like commit to one side, mastering one side of the ball before we can get the best version of Travis Hunter. They say he's going to play full-time wide receiver. All this goes away. But I don't think they're going to say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't anticipate them saying that at all. So if they go out and make it to the AFC Championship this year, or they make it to the Super Bowl, like we're just in a more messed up situation than we were before, because now you got to go back to wish casting, and then there's no football to talk about, and then there's going to be somebody that talks about his yards per route run, or some random off the beaten path stat sheet, spreadsheet analytical measure, which I mean they have their place, and like I quoted a bunch of those when I talked about how awesome Tucker Kraft was, but like the end of the day, he's got to be out there on the field to make this happen.
Yeah.
And
a comment just popped up. A comment just popped up, and it said Liam was about to feature him out of the bye. He said as much. So, like I said, maybe if he doesn't get hurt and he's the one running those crossers, running free like Parker Washington was.
Right. They needed him at that point, and they were floundering a little bit as an offense. Now everything's changed a little bit, and like you said, that's the function of this offense is, So I think I think they really did themselves a service here by not having to do that, and now they can play this a little differently moving forward. And I feel like the spotlight's a little often removed. So I think those are all positives.
Now they have the option because they've proved the hottest offense in the league right now. Without him, they proved it, and they if given the choice, they wouldn't have been like, yeah, go ahead and be hurt. But
of course. So, all right, I want to get back to where the 1-2 goes in this draft. I want to talk Caleb Williams. Mighty Thunder came in here with with a $4.99 holler. Wants a question answered. Let's do it. Appreciate you. And the Trey Ice just got traded to the Wizards, I believe. So
oh wow, done deal.
Done deal. I think they said it in the comments, and then I think ESPN just said I didn't see what the package was, but
what's would you trade Neighbors and Swift for the 101, 201, and what's that, an assist? What does that mean?
I'm gonna assume that's Brissett.
Thunder, if you can tell me what assist means, if that's Brissett misspelled, that would be nice to know. Obviously, Brissett only matters if this is Superflex, and he's proven capable to engineer an offense and get it up and down the field. He only won one game, but I guarantee you he's just locked himself into at least a QB role for the next 5 years. A QB2 role,
Brissett?
you know. Brissett's a backup quarterback for 5 years.
Scatabo.
Okay.
It's supposed to be Scatabo?
That's what he just said.
Would you trade Neighbors and Swift for the 1-1, 2-1 and Scatabo? Man,
and you got the 102 too.
He said he has the 102. I'm trying to hang on to Neighbors there, man. If you're dying to have Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, then try to figure out how to move 2-1 and get it done. I'm trying to keep Neighbors. I'm not trying to move Neighbors.
Yeah, Jason asked if it's Superflex or tight end premium. Also, I think not that it really matters for the 101 at this point, but the 201 for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I'm not a trade Neighbors kind of guy right now. That dude's a monster.
What do you think, Chev? You're a little more in tune. I think everybody knows Love and where Love's going and what the talent is there. So what's your? It's Superflex. What's your lean here?
If you already got the 102, like Big Co said, try to do whatever you can to get to the 10, to get to the 101. Like you could try Swift in the 102 to get to the 101, or Swift.
Good call.
Yeah,
I'll give you Swift
in the 102 and something else, maybe like a 27-second to get to the 101 if you really want Jeremiah Love. But don't trade Malik Neighbors. I know that it's a little trepidatious right now because he's still on the crutches and stuff. But hey, look, just get you some Kleenex. All right, wipe your tears off. Go watch you some Malik Neighbors highlights. All right, we're gonna be okay. This is one of the most explosive athletes at the position. I mean, he's done everything that you want to see, and now he has the quarterback situation figured out. And we could have the offensive coordinator situation figured out, or just the head coach that can steady the ship and not kill his fucking quarterback like Brian Daboll seemed determined to do. So, he's going to – now this is a little – that's a little next season when my body feels right. Okay. All right. That's a little concerning.
I think Malik Neighbors is a little in his feelings right now. That's all. It's been a long season, hasn't played, getting right, getting healthy, wants to be right when he gets back on there. He just had the Jameis comment where he was, why me? What do you mean, why you? You're playing football. What the fuck are you talking about?
Jameis said, why not you? Go ahead and go back up.
Yeah, which great answer from JMO.
Great answer. If I'm 32 GMs in the league, all 32, I'm bidding on Jameis Williams to get him in my building. I'm running an auction right here. I'll be the highest bidder for Winston to be my backup. Even his third string emergency quarterback. I want him in my locker room.
I want him in my quarterback room is what you're saying. I just need Jackson Dart's been very vocal about how helpful he is. We've got buku stories about what an incredible teammate Jameis has been at every single stop. So
and he'll come in and throw for 500 yards if you need him to.
Yeah. Some of that's going to be to the other team, but look, that's still real good.
He going to get Wan'Dale Robinson 15 catches.
It
happened.
Now, we didn't talk about that at all. Where did Wan'Dale go in this whole deal?
10 something.
Incredible value.
Also a free agent.
Incredible value. Is he a free agent this year? I thought this was year 3.
No, I believe he's a free agent. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Wan'Dale is in a contract year.
I thought he had one more.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, just scroll down. We can see how many years.
2026 UFA.
Ooh, that's
unrestricted.
That's what I was talking. Like, what if like Wandale went somewhere with like I think I talked to Joey Stats about this. Like, I was trying to find a good spot for Wandale, and I was like, what about Wandale in like Atlanta, right? Just give him another option. But he didn't like that. But Wandale's a free agent.
He didn't like that.
They've got one more year on Darnell Mooney's deal. That could work. What about Buffalo?
Doesn't that feel like another Spider-Man meme a little bit, though?
He's better than Khalil Shakir.
I think he's better than probably everybody they have, but he's just, I don't know.
We saw him.
I think it would be good.
The thing though is that he's got alignment versatility. Like he can play Z, he can play in the slot. You can move him around. He's a little bit more versatile than Khalil Shakir is what I'm trying to say. So it could be good. Wandale in Washington, yeah, I love that.
Wandale in Washington, yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think that'd be a good compliment to the pieces they got right now. It's a great call. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that back up. But yeah, Mighty Thunder, man. Like there was people saying, somebody in the comment, maybe his knee was a concern, and maybe that's why that this kind of resurfaced recently with the Jameis thing. But like, I don't know, I just read something that just said he's on track, right on track where he's supposed to be. Had a meniscus and an ACL. Obviously,
that's a rough one anyway. No matter
for sure. And I'm not in that room. I don't know him. I'm not the doctor. This is why I hate Twitter doctor, because I just think it's just a grift and bullshit. Because you're not in that room, you don't know. That's my wife is a physical therapist, like in real life, and she's just like, man, you just don't. There's a textbook for the injury that anybody could look up and see, but like until you know the person, how it happened, how the rehab's going, and exactly have your hand, like you just don't know. Everybody.
And here's the thing: this isn't 1968.
That's right.
Like he's 22 years old. He's going to be okay. You just might not get the payoff. You might not get 2024 Malik Neighbors for the first 9 weeks of 2026.
Mm-hmm.
But then the back half, he's gonna be a league winner.
Don't trade him.
Please do whatever you have to. Part with Swift, throw something else on there. Man, maybe you can throw a Rondé Gaston plus Swift plus the 102 to get to the 101. I wouldn't do that personally, but you can. There's other ways to get there without trading a cornerstone dynasty asset.
Yeah, no, I like it. So everybody's feels like Nick's buy the dip on the injured receiver. I know there's some other people out there that want to sell the injured receiver. I think at this point we've got a pretty good track record of players coming back from ACLs at least, with sometimes better than we've ever seen them, right? So I think you're safe there, and keep the asset in Neighbors. Appreciate the question. Appreciate you checking us out, Mighty Thunder. Anytime, come on back. Got a follow-up question, throw it in the comments there. JMO asks, do we think that Caleb, Burrow, Knicks, Mahomes were taken in the right order in this draft? So it went Caleb, Burrow, Knicks, Mahomes.
That's a great question that we don't have the absolute answer to, and that's why this game is fun.
The other day, go ahead, Biko.
I mean, if you're just saying yes or no, the obviously answer is no, because they're going to be all jumbled up anyway, right? Like, you probably should take Patrick Mahomes for the steady Eddie Hall of Famer for the next, probably going to play 10 more years. And even if he can't run, and 3 more years when Patrick Mahomes can't run, he's still going to be the best quarterback from the neck up, and he's probably going to still have Patrick Mahomes' arm. And I don't know what happens if, when Big Red decides he's not coaching anymore, but I'm sure that Patrick Mahomes is just going to be just fine when Andy Reid isn't calling plays for him anymore. But yeah, I'm super high on where Caleb Williams is headed. I mean, if you haven't watched the Bears, I've watched a lot of Bears this year, and we talk about it every week. Casey and Chef talk about it every week when I'm not here. Like, the Bears are a rocket ship, Bo. If you haven't been watching, and this is news to you, the offensive side of the football, like, they're winning games, and some of they're winning games. Some, like, their defense is getting turnovers, and that's been a big story. But their defense isn't really that good. But like, Cowboys did this a couple years where they were just intercepting everything, and they weren't really that good of a defense. Like, the Bears, like Ben Johnson is everything they could have ever asked for. And we talked about it before the season started with what he was trying to do to get Caleb right. And it probably wouldn't be fun for fantasy because it was going to be all over the place. And it was just going to be like the 5 eligibles to make Caleb as good as possible, as fast as possible. And whatever happens to him in the playoffs, there could be some horrible game coming that gets everybody upset. But like,
sure,
that's
best case scenario for dynasty values,
right?
Sure.
Exactly. Best case scenario for dynasty values, but all of the post game stuff in the locker room, like everything that just happened.
I think we can.
What's about to happen in the offseason, dude? What's about to happen in the offseason is Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and that staff and those weapons coming together, playing paintball. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like they're about to be boys. Everything that went on first year, Ben Johnson getting in there, like beating him over the head with the playbook, like it's about to be fire next year.
Yeah. Chev, I know you're chomping at the bit. I know you want. I saw that face.
Is it Bo Nix?
Grab. I got an idea where you're going first there, but I just really quickly wanted to say, I think after this year of seeing what we saw from Caleb, just media press conference wise, we can throw all the bullshit that anybody thought who Caleb Williams was the fuck out the door. Like that guy has been nothing but awesome. Like you could tell him, not even talking about anything on the field, but just who he is as to a man. You just throw it all out. Like you could, if you want to be mad about that, he paints his fingernails and wears,
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Gems that earrings that match his earrings that match his fingernails. Like, be mad about it, whatever. Be mad that he's whipping your ass. But like who he is as a person, just crumble all the bullshit that you guys were all mad about and said that he's not this or that. Dude, him and Ben, I feel like the marriage is fantastic. So Chev, how do you feel about that order of players in Caleb going first, Burrow, Nix, and then Mahomes?
I'm taking Joe Burrow first.
I like it.
I'm taking Joe Burrow first. I'll take Caleb second. I would take Nix third, and then Mahomes. Mahomes is ultimately last here. Now, the reason being that Joe Burrow, if he stays healthy, he's going to throw for damn near 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns every single year, like clockwork. The only thing is we just talked about buying Caleb Williams because we think that this is only the beginning for the offense. I mean, basically he was around 4,300 total yards this year, and I want to say 29 touchdowns. So roughly 4,000, maybe. 4,030, in year 2. And I think that this offense gets much better in the offseason because of time on task. So I'm not mad at taking Caleb Williams right there. I would just take Joe Burrow because healthy Joe Burrow is going to finish top 5. He's the prototype of the guy who doesn't run, that gets it done with his arm year in and year out. So I can bank on 4,500 and, between 35 and 40, unless something really strange happens. And then Chase Brown has a monster year. And if Chase Brown has a monster year, it's going to be good for a bunch of my dynasty teams. So, yeah, it's a little bit safer to go with Burrow just because I know Burrow is going to give me 4,500 and 35 to 40 touchdowns. Like whatever Jared Goff just did last year, the last 2 or 3 years, that's what Joe Burrow is going to give you plus better if he's healthy. Yeah. Caleb Williams is next to ascend to that, I do believe. I fully believe that. So the order is just flip Joe Burrow. A rushing
floor with Caleb.
Yeah, I just flip Joe Burrow and Caleb Williams, and then everything else I'm cool with.
Yeah, I put Nix last, and then I don't care between Burrow, Mahomes, and Caleb.
They got to figure. Here's the thing. I feel like at some point, man, we got to stop thinking about the way that the Chiefs were the first few years of the run.
Yeah, but it doesn't even matter. Caleb or Mahomes was QB 1 and 2 all season long.
Mahomes was crushing.
But I mean, that was due to rushing. That wasn't him going back to throwing for 5,000 yards.
I mean, he's threw a lot of touchdowns. I mean, he was awesome this year. Now he didn't finish there because he missed some games, but like throughout the run, he was QB 1, 2, 3 pretty much all season long. So I don't know.
I mean, it's 22 touchdowns, 11. Like that's 14. 14 games. Like that's cool. But I don't know. He ran more than he's ever run before, and he scored the most rushing touchdowns he's ever scored. It just makes me uncomfortable.
That's because they started 2-4.
Yeah,
or 0-2. So sorry, go ahead.
They, Matt Nagy fucking sucks as an offensive coordinator, and nobody will talk about it. There's like, Big Red, like their decline offensively from a consistency and efficiency standpoint directly coincides with Matt Nagy being there. So yeah, I'm just a little bit.
That's true.
I'm just backing it up a little bit, just adjusting my expectations. Like he was giving you a bunch of QB1 weeks. Like, it's not bad. I'm just saying that I do not feel safe about it anymore.
Oh, I feel so safe and so comfortable. Like I said, Bo, he's cute. I don't care how he's getting it. Like what he's going to do is get it done. That's what he's going to do. However he has to do it, that's what he's going to do. And that's, I pound for pound. I mean, I think Joe Burrow is the best actual thrower quarterback in the pocket. I think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league.
Mahomes is the best winner. Mahomes is the best winner.
But you don't get points for winning.
No, but I'm saying, but even as bad as it was this year and as concerned as we are with the Chiefs offense, like from a fantasy standpoint, still QB 1 or 2 pretty much all season long whilst playing and healthy. So yeah. I'm like, we got 5 to as many more, at least 5 more elite Patrick Mahomes seasons, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think this. I can't get behind like this is the end of the dynasty. The Chiefs are like, I think the Chiefs are going to come right back. Yeah, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying like I think the Chiefs are going to be just fine. And now Mahomes might start a little slow just because we're talking about injuries and stuff like that. But I agree. I think Burrow is great when healthy. I think Mahomes, I could take Mahomes before all of them. I could take Burrow before all of them, and I could take Caleb. But Knicks is definitely last for me of that group. And it's no slight on Knicks. Those are just, 2 all-time greats. Yeah. And Williams is ascending in the rushing floor, and Knicks has the rushing floor, but the oh my God and Ben Johnson with Caleb is more fun. And I've been, the last couple of days, boy, just like the Trevor gang of having to be upset and walk some shit back and make reasons why, the Caleb stat nerds, spreadsheet guys who I'm not sure they haven't watched football, they're still the stats still say
I saw that.
I saw multiple persons, but the big account was the Fantasy Data Brett Whitefield or Whitfield, whatever his name is.
Oh, we're gonna say his name. Okay.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't we don't do that around here. We don't beat it. We're just gonna say like I don't even know him really. I don't know what he does, but it's just like he took a Ben Johnson quote out of context. Wasn't even a full quote. He's saying his own quote. That's not what he said, big dog. You're just trying to prove your point because you run a stats website. That's not what y'all are all got it so fucked up right now because the stats aren't where they necessarily like you've seen. If you watch Caleb from game 1 to the last game, maybe not the last game, but like, the improvements of what Caleb, and if you're not saying that the little things have gotten better with Caleb as this year has gone on, you're insane. Like, and if you don't think they're going to go back in this offseason and get together and Caleb's going to go watch all the shit he missed and try to like, Caleb's a worker. He's going to like, just like I said, you could take all the things on the field and throw them and be like, whatever. But the off the field stuff, like he's going to go figure that out. Like, and maybe it's not completely fixed in year 2 because I'm not even using year 1. He was in the dark watching film by himself. Well, this is year 1. After Ben, we're gonna call this AB. We got BB and AB. BB doesn't count. AB is the real deal. And like, dude, just because Joey Stats, who I love and who's our guy, was kind of on Caleb coming in, and I was like, dude, I don't think you watched enough Caleb last year, and now he's about to get somebody who can coach him. You got to be in. And then this year, there's been ups and downs for sure. There's been a lot of things that get missed. There's also been a ton of drop footballs by his guys. Yeah. Right? So, those are other things that nobody take. So it's crazy to me that the stats guys who want to live on a spreadsheet and they need the stats to justify somebody being good without being able to be like, dude, he just came out here and won. He's clutch as fuck. Like
yes.
That's unteachable.
Yeah, and somebody just put in the comments about his maneuverability, his escapability for the
he's
sack.
Houdini,
like,
and he's got the second fastest or maybe the fastest GPS of any quarterback.
Yeah,
this year. What the fuck are we talking about?
My first stab at these quarterbacks right there. I got hung up on Caleb Williams and the Bears for a minute, but everything that Chev said about Burrow, Burrow's the best throwing quarterback in the league. Mahomes is the best winner. Mahomes did come back this year, and the Chiefs started 0-2, and they were in a hole, and so now they needed to win. And in the first, I think both games were division games, so they started out 0-2 in the division. So now Mahomes is running. If they need to win the game, Mahomes is running. And for the first time in 5 years, they needed to win the game early in the season. So he ran, and his rushing floor came way up. But as far as dynasty goes for those guys, I completely agree with Casey. Bo Nix needs to be last in that conversation. You can flip a coin if you everything we just. The rushing floor of Caleb mixed with the injury history that is undeniable for Joe Burrow. For me, I'm fine if you want to take Caleb Williams over Joe Burrow. I'm fine with that now. Sure. If it was a tumultuous season with Ben, and now we're oh, do the Bears keep the quarterback, or do the Bears keep the coach, or are they going to make it up and they're both saying the right things, but it's not looking like it on the field, and they really yell at each other on the sidelines and yada, yada, yada. That's not the way it was. It was awesome, and it got better every week, like Casey said. And like I said the first time around in this, but Burrow's a stud. He's probably the best quarterback in the league, but he has been hurt 3 out of 5 years. So if you want to go with Caleb Williams, I'm fine with that. Value-wise, Patrick Mahomes is going to play for 10 more years, and he's a beast. I talk about this every year, especially in startup season, not messing up the pick.
Mm-hmm.
You're not messing up the pick if you take Bo Nix. He's good with a good coach and a good system, But if you could get Patrick Mahomes in the second round of a dynasty startup and Superflex, you just got a first ballot home. You just got behind Tom Brady, right? There's literally right this minute, if he stopped playing right now, the only player that's been more successful than Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady. And Tom Brady wasn't this successful this early. Right, Patrick Mahomes is just now broke his streak of AFC Championship games.
We got the timelines really matching up with Tom and Mahomes as far as this injury reset of we don't know. Interesting. Chev, I felt like you wanted to hop in on some Caleb stuff here.
I mean, the thing is, he's had a shit ton of drops. They lost 400 yards, mm-hmm. 400 air yards to drops, and it's trending up. So he could ascend to that, he could ascend to that 4,500 yards. I mean, he was at 3,900 this year. You add those 400 yards in, of course there's going to be drops no matter what. So let's just say you do 300, and he's at 4,200 yards. So another 400 yards rushing, that's 4,600 yards. And I think the touchdown count's going to go up because he's getting more comfortable with the answers, and they're scheming. I mean, the stuff that they were doing in the red zone with Colston Loveland is just diabolical. It is they are getting him in one-on-ones and using him like a Travis Kelce, like a Trey McBride, just letting him be, an elite receiving option at tight end. So I'm not mad at all at Caleb Williams going right there. I think the safe thing is with Burrow, because anybody can get hurt. We went through, Lamar was clean for 2 years, and then he dealt with a bunch of injuries this year. Anybody can get hurt. Burrow's just done it more, but we get 2 healthy seasons of Burrow. I think he's back, top 5 pick, top 6.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. The high class scumbag says Herbert with a healthy O-line over Nick's easy. I ain't even mad at it.
He had a healthy O-line last year, and he wasn't better than Bo Nix.
Well, that's not this year's Herbie, though, is it?
Nobody had more. We talked about it on the show. Only Josh Allen and Herbert had more rushing yards than Trevor Lawrence in the last 5 or 6 weeks of the season when Trevor Lawrence got hot. So if we're getting running Justin Herbert, that changes the math a little bit. But even still, he wasn't better than Bo Nix this year. He wasn't better than Bo Nix last year.
Yeah, I like the take. I'd be hard pressed. I don't know. Maybe I'm a sucker.
I could take Herbert over Bo Nix, and I like Bo Nix a lot.
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. Herbert been a little banged up last year and this year. So not to say that Nix isn't banged up too, though. But banged up. I'm interested. Like Patriots Chargers. I'm locked in.
For sure.
That might be my favorite matchup. I mean, Bills Jags is going to be fun. NFC matchups, I'm like, but and I like a lot of NFC teams, but those two AFC matchups are
that Monday night is
belt to ass. Wild. I'm telling you right now, it's belt to ass.
Which one?
Patriots Chargers.
Who in which way?
Who's swinging the belt?
The Patriots.
Oh, okay. I'll take the Chargers.
Ooh,
by the face. You already owe me a couple of them.
I don't think I owe you a couple of them.
Shit, we bet DK and Jameson Williams. We bet Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson.
Roman Wilson. Yeah,
ooh,
that one for sure.
You about to get that beard dirty, Casey.
Yeah. Well, I'll go pie to the face. Patriots Chargers.
Let's see what the spread is.
I don't trust the Chargers in the playoff game, bud. I just can't do it. You're gonna have to show me. Show me, because I was all in last year. I thought, they're gonna go down there and whoop the Texans' ass. Boy, I tell you what, that was the last time we saw Joe Mixon.
Yeah, it was.
We got 3.5 at home.
Yeah, give me. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'm ready to go pie to the face on the Chargers either, but I'd lay the plus 3.5 though on some K-sheesh.
Yeah, we'll do a cup of coffee or something.
I got 50 on plus 3.5. There it is.
Hey, you give me you take the hook off and I'll do it.
Oh,
well said, Chef. Well said.
All right, I want to go back to the 1-2 and we'll get out of here. This guy just said just traded Love, Godwin, Butte for Goff and a 27 first. Finished second last year.
That's a good trade. I like Love over Goff, but to get that 27 first, see you Godwin and Butte. Great trade.
Like Love over Goff? You're a Lions guy too.
Yeah.
Apparently, I hate Jordan Love. Apparently.
Yeah, I mean, you stack. Yeah, you're no doubt. The last 3 years stats, Goff. Even this year, Goff's better. But I just think, just put my foot in my mouth about the Joe Burrow injuries. It's not obviously two different conversations, but Love's been hurt. But I think that Love's got a lot of upside when it just needs to click.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no question he has a ton of upside. They just have to get all their pass catchers healthy and just kind of funnel it one way or the other. I think we're going to get a little bit more clarity with Romeo Doubs probably out of the picture. Romeo Doubs, I think Samari Toure, who nobody really knows who that is, but he's a 7th round pick in the same class as Doubs and Watson. They'll be out of the way next year. So it'll be Golden, Jaden Reed, Watson, Kraft. Like
it'll be Christian Watson and Kraft, and then everybody else.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Because maybe they start letting Jaden Reed play in 2 wide receiver sets. I think Jaden Reed's awesome.
I think he's really fun too, but they love Christian Watson. He came back healthy. The last 9 catches he had last year before he got hurt were all 30 yards or more. Not average of 30 yards, like one went 70 and one went 20, like 30 yards a piece, every one of them minimum. And then he comes back this year. Remember last year he's coming in, he had like one hamstring was bigger than the other or something. So he had all these hamstring injuries, and like everybody's got that we hear about soft tissue injuries. They just, they're hurt. And then Watson goes to some specialist, and he's like digging and trying. And I'm, this is my narrative, but he goes, he's really searching for his to get right. And then he blows his knee. But before he blows his knee, he's really, really good. And then he blows his knee, and he comes back this year, and he's immediately won. And I know Kraft was hurt, but I mean, those two boys could play off each other, very complimentary. And then he just goes to getting red zone targets, end zone targets, everywhere targets. My man, every week it was more and more and more. And then even when the backup quarterback comes in, boom, Christian Watson, boom, Christian Watson. That just there was no like, oh, Malik Willis comes in and he's been playing with the twos, and now Matthew Golden gets 6 catches. Like, it was Christian Watson as soon as he got back healthy, bigger every week. And that's just, they love him. I think he's a beast. And if that last 6 games, he was more wide receiver than he's ever been. He's always been an athletic freak. He was more wide receiver the last couple of weeks than he's ever been. And if he can get healthy, if he can stay healthy and have a healthy offseason, and there's no knee and there's no hamstring, and we're just like working on our craft, and him and Tucker Kraft come back together next year, stock up Christian Watson. That's my boy.
Big coach just started politicking for Christian Watson, going to end politicking for Christian Watson.
Let's go, baby.
All right.
I respect it.
Let's go back to this 1-2 situation. So if you said the 1-1 right now, Chev, where would you place that, little marker right now?
Where would I place the 1-1?
Yeah, like is it
right
2-11? Is that too far down?
2-11?
Yeah.
So that's Nico.
Mm-hmm.
I would take.
We just had this long quarterback conversation, and I feel like all those guys, I'd probably want 1-1, right?
Yeah. I would.
J-Mo just said maybe even 1-1 over Genty. I'm sticking with Genty.
Oh, I'm 1,000% sticking with Genty. That's not, we got pump the brakes here. So I'd probably go 3-2 here. I'd go Love over Tyler Warren.
Okay. So
I can't go Love over Achane. Achane's awesome.
Okay. How about the 102 then, that first kind of wide receiver of your choosing? Where are we going with that? Like, is that,
Ladarius?
Lad?
Yeah. Ladarius, Ladidi, McConkey.
So all the way to 412?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, Jordan Tyson triumvirate is going, whoever gets the best landing spot there, that's where they'll probably end up and push Lad down a little bit. Plus, I just like I like Carnell Tate. Like he is George Pickens if he wasn't batshit crazy. It's like George Pickens if he only grew up listening to gospel music.
You would take Amarion Hampton, Tedero McMillan, Travion Henderson over the 1-2 value. You like all those guys.
For sure, Tedero McMillan. Travion Henderson, yes. Amarion Hampton, tentatively, yes.
Yeah, so I'd probably put the 102 right in that Breece spot right there. And,
So
whether you want Dart or Purdy, and if Rashee Rice, I don't know what's going on, but I would take him over him if we got clean sheet.
It's there's some domestic violence stuff going on, so you got to get that figured out. I would take we've been big Breece apologists for a long time, but I'd still take him over the 1-2 if it's one of those receivers, because I think he's going to go to a quality landing spot. I'd still take all these quarterbacks over these quarterbacks. The question here is like, do I want one of those receivers over JT? I couldn't do it. So maybe it works into like, I want the 1-2 over Barkley. I want the 1-2. I want Chris Olave. I want Ibuka over the 1-2. I could maybe go, depending on what happens with George Pickens of the 1-2. Right now, give me George Pickens until we see landing spots.
Or where George Pickens is landing.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I just said, hey.
I'll take the 1-2. I don't want to cash out on that.
Dude, I just expressed to you how much I love George Pickens and how much I love Carnell Tate. Like, I'd take the 1-2 over Rome right now.
Let me tell you this. I don't know much about this fella Tate, but if Tate is George Pickens gospel music, let me take Tate over Pickens. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Go ahead.
If he's tied to Dak, there's zero chance I'm taking the 1-2. If he's tied to Dak Prescott, there's zero chance I'm taking the 1-2 over George Pickens.
Dak can't get that man listening to gospel music.
Nobody can get George listening to gospel music, man. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah. the reason I stuck it at the Breece Hall, because I think Breece Hall is worth the 102. Like, I like Breece Hall more than probably all of those players. I think value wise, nobody else is going to be there. So I think the 1-2 is like somebody, almost every player out there, anybody listening would be like, oh, I would for sure trade Breece Hall for the 1-2 right now.
I completely agree with that, Casey. I completely agree with that.
So it becomes the age-old question of like, hey, I value him here, but like the public doesn't.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the from a value perspective. Yes. If I'm talking like I'm thinking of it from a perspective like who's going to score more fantasy points in my lineup? Who do I feel more comfortable making that bet on? And I would still make the bet on Breece Hall. It's not cool to say right now. I still believe that he's awesome. We can get, we can get 17 to 20 points a game out of him if he lands. Like if he's a Chief, like what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, it's gonna go through the roof if he goes to one of these spots where
if he's a Dallas Cowboy.
Bear or a Dallas Cowboy or a Chief. Oh my God.
Big Smooth in the comments. What's up, Big Smooth?
Big Smooth, love you, bud. Good OG patron. He wants to know, Chev, what first round pick would you take over Tucker? I got Todd, Tyler, and Tucker.
One.
What a soft name for a boy, Kyle. That's George Carlin, in case you don't know, guys. I bet you 10 times out of 10, Nikki, Vinny, and Eddie would pick the shit out of Todd, Tucker, and Kyle.
He did it. 10 times out of 10, baby.
He's like, what happened to all these good old names? And Eddie and Vinny, and now you got Tyler and Tuck. Hi, Todd, I'm Tucker. Hi, Tucker, I'm Todd.
That's funny.
Man,
Carlin ahead of the time.
What picks would I take over? Yeah, I mean,
where's the first round draw for Tucker Kraft?
You think about that. I'm gonna take Colson Loveland over the 102. Well, I'm gonna buy Chev 15 seconds to think about that Tucker Kraft question. I'm taking
anything other than the 1-1, and I would take Tucker Kraft.
Boom. He puts him right up there too.
Yeah, he's my dynasty tight end 3, dude. I said that at the beginning of the show.
Colson Loveland and Tucker Kraft over the 102. Book it.
Yeah, if it's
nobody's gonna like that. Get mad in the comments.
Oh, they're gonna be fucking
come at big
tight end premium.
Oh, that one dude that makes all the spelling errors is gonna be super pissed when he sees this.
What's up with that?
Yeah. You guys' rankings are hot garbage. Why the fuck are you here, man? What are you doing?
Let me see your rankings, bro.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind.
I'm gonna come to your job and heckle you. This isn't our job, by the way. We all have full-time jobs. Thanks.
Right. I mean,
but if these dollars from Big Smooth keep coming in, oh baby,
dude. I think
appreciate you, Big Smooth.
I mean, Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, Colson Loveland, or the 102. I said that I would put the 102 right there where Tyler Warren is, just because we don't have any sort of. There's no hope right now. Like, it's just we're back in the QB abyss with the Colts again. Like if I had a pure bona fide signal
Malik
caller,
Willis,
that might change things a little bit. I'm situational, man. Like, do I believe in do I believe in the talented Tucker Kraft, Colson Loveland, and Tyler Warren? Yes. Like, but you could probably right now those rookie picks are going to be people are going to be super horny for those rookie picks. So you might be able to do something crazy and get that done.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna wrap up with this. Let's do some the coach placement game. Who's coaching where to end this one? I'm gonna start with the New York Football Giants. Who's coaching the New York Football Giants tomorrow or this year? I'm going Harbs.
Oh, they called him right away. I think they texted him. They were like, "Oh, the Ravens fired him. We'll take him."
That old ownership definitely wants John Harbaugh to run their ship.
They could not do it. They could not do it. It was automatic. It's name your price, blank check.
Yeah, that's easy. That's so the Giants, John Harbaugh.
Okay. Atlanta Falcons.
Stefanski.
Ooh, give it to me. And bring in Malik Willis while you're at it. Solve all your quarterback. Just ship your other two quarterbacks out. Bring him Malik Willis.
Ravens. I'm going Saleh and Dayball as OC.
That's a good combo.
I really wish they would find a way to keep Todd Monken.
Todd Monken's going up to New York with Johnny Harbs. They're going to coach Jackson Dart up.
Oh my gosh, that would be. I wanted a Saleh, and selfishly, I wanted a Saleh and Todd Monken pairing, but it's probably going to be like Clay Kubiak if it's Saleh in Tennessee.
I think Clay Kubiak to Atlanta.
Clay or Clint?
Clay,
younger one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take.
I don't know if he's younger or older.
I'll take it.
Clay's the younger one.
Clay's on the Niners. Yeah.
Clay's the offensive coordinator for the Niners.
I'm going Clay to the Niners. All right. Your boys, Tennessee. I'm going McCarthy.
McCarthy's not interested. He doesn't like our
he's not interested
operation. No.
All right.
So Brinker, so the president of football operations for the Titans, Chad Brinker, was in Green Bay when they fired Mike McCarthy. So he said he's not interested. One of the beat reporters said he's not interested.
All right. McCarthy to Cleveland. McCarthy to Cleveland then.
McCarthy don't like Cleveland.
He like anybody who's going to give him some money.
McCarthy don't want to coach that bad, Bo.
Joe Brady to the Falcons, high class. Please God, get Joe Brady out of Buffalo.
Man, let's get Joe Brady coaching like some Pee Wee teams or something. Let's get him.
Josh McDaniels to Tennessee. Who's coaching Tennessee, Chef?
I told you what I want. Robert Saleh.
Okay,
and we're going to pair him with Todd Monken.
Big Co.
Who wants Cam Ward?
I'd be comfortable with Vance Joseph though. I think that's an actual possibility.
I like Vance Joseph. That you got to have if your head coach isn't like an offensive stud, like you got to have an overpowering offensive coordinator. And like Casey was saying, the cycle's not great. The Kubiaks come up, and it just like Lamar's going to get one of those. The Ravens don't fire Harbaugh without being like, we're going to overpay an offensive guy to come in here and help our.
What I heard today on DP was basically like they're fine. They want to hire like they're okay hiring a no name. They did it last time with Harbaugh.
Right, with Harbaugh. Yeah. Which could be your click. I mean, Kubiak obviously is a last name, but like I don't know anything about Clay Kubiak. He's just his last name's Kubiak and he's working for Shanahan. Sounds good to me.
Nobody knew who Mike McDaniel, the Miami coach, whichever McDaniel that is. And he was the architect behind the run game. So maybe, there's some Kubiak magic in there.
I think in Tennessee.
Don't you fucking dare say Matt Nagy.
If anybody hires Matt Nagy, they're the mark.
For real. He fucking sucks. Yeah.
He's got a coach of the year. Him and Trubisky, Bo. 1 year they made magic.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. It happened.
I should have gave somebody else coach of the year. He fucking sucks.
Who is going to be in Tennessee? I don't know. Shula. Shula's going to Tennessee.
I would. Sure. That's fine. Like Mike LaFleur, also the offensive coordinator for the Rams. I'd be okay with that somewhat, somehow. I just don't want Matt Nagy. That's all I can tell you.
Nobody does. Not even Andy Reid. He's the one floating out these rumors that he's getting interviews. Andy Reid's like, "Could somebody get this guy the fuck out of here?"
Yeah, so we can do offense good again.
Yeah. All right. Arizona.
I hadn't even given
Trey McBride.
Trey McBride.
Just let it roll. Let him coach him up. Hey, on three, boys, throw it to me. Set hut.
It feels like that could be a Stefanski, or that could be potentially a like a Minter or a Shula or a Halfley.
Yep.
Mentor. That's a mentor organization right there.
Minter? I don't know if they're going to go DC again.
I don't know if they shouldn't. They should switch. That's usually the cycle goes, like you say.
Opposite.
Usually,
that's what.
Yeah. But I don't know who's the opposite. Like Stefanski, I guess.
Yeah.
But they got to
keep that tight end rolling. You got. That would be a perfect marriage. You bring in Stefanski. He loves running through the tight end anyway. He's got all. They got quarterback situation. You bring in Stefanski. Kyler's not your quarterback.
No,
Stefanski's like, you want me to be the head coach? You got to. I'm not coaching him.
I mean, he has history with Jacoby Brissett from Cleveland. Maybe they trade for Mac Jones. Maybe they go Malik Willis. I don't, that's a wide open and very dynamic situation because of the fact that we don't know what they're going to do at quarterback.
Yeah, if the Raiders don't hire Flores, I'd like Stefanski there too.
Yeah, I don't think Flores has gotten 0 head coaching interview request. I saw that today.
I think the Raiders didn't they?
I saw a few hours ago. Unless something different's come out, they're 0. But he's still got that suit against the NFL too.
Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah,
Tom Brady's not hiring a non-offensive coach. Or it'd be the opposite. It'd be like the mentor and bring in the Kubiak to be
So Pete Carroll's a defensive guy, man. And they just fired a defensive guy, so they got to go offense.
I know. Brady's like, we got to score points. We got to be offense.
Brady's
and you're gonna obviously you're coming in with a rookie quarterback, so this is big deal.
Who's the TB12 guy?
Alex Guerrero.
He's just gonna give Alex Guerrero.
Yeah. Hey, we're not. I'm actually gonna call the plays from the broadcast booth, and we're gonna do some P90X to warm up and shit, and avocado ice cream and all that weird shit.
I feel like there's going to be some weird out of the box hires here, boys. I feel like there's going to be somebody just comes out of left field, like Phil Rivers was something. They're like head coaching. Phil Rivers might go right into head coaching,
Boy, what a fucking disaster that would be.
Why?
I mean, Jeff Saturday was a head coach.
What? Well, I mean, Phil Rivers just came in and ran an offense from the line of scrimmage. We don't even have quarterbacks that do that right now.
All the old quarterbacks need to come back and develop these young quarterbacks.
Rivers just came in and showed you. It was cool, especially that last game where it was at home and the crowd was quiet when they were on offense and you could hear it. And maybe it wasn't the last game. Maybe it was the second game.
Second to last.
And he was just dialing it up. Of course, he can't move and he could barely throw the ball, but the ball came out so fast. He knew exactly where to go with it and just telling everybody what to do. Dude. I mean, obviously, the college quarterbacks have no freaking chance. They don't do that. They don't, but who can do that? Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes.
That's the thing, man.
You don't even really hear them talking like that at the line. And obviously Aaron Rodgers out there directing traffic with no wide receivers to speak of.
You have to, okay. No, never mind. I'm going to save this rant for a Patreon or a different episode because we got to get out of here. But it's I'll send you the thing that Matt Light said, but it's rooted in not fucking being able to practice anymore.
Yeah.
That's what, and then people just not being good at developing quarterbacks.
Also, I forget who I heard it say, but transfer portal, and maybe it was Whittington, the new head coach for Michigan, was basically saying we got to plug and play offense. It's easy, but he was basically you can't have a difficult offense anymore because you're bringing in 42 fucking guys every year. I
didn't think about that. Yeah, in college football, for everything it's become money wise, all that matters is winning and winning fast anyway. So the quarterbacks, that. Did you see that that horrible looking interview with John Gruden, and what quarterback was that? Was it Jackson Dart with the snap count?
Yeah.
With the clap. Yeah. And he was like, do you have any, can you go any other way with it? And he was like, well, we can go 2 claps. And I mean, it made my skin crawl. It was like, that's quarterback. I could do this. It was I was so uncomfortable watching it. And I know this happened 12 months ago, and I know he turned out to be
Yeah.
freaking awesome. But like literally zero up here for these college quarterbacks.
Yep.
Zero.
But so
And
the thing with the quarterbacks now is like all those guys are starting to get like you're gonna see that a lot more from the Burrows and Lamar Jacksons. They're the elder statesmen. Mahomes, they're all the elder statesmen of the league. Josh Allen, they're the elder statesmen now. So you're gonna start seeing that more. But also defenses have evolved so much with their ability to disguise and move around pre-snap. It's not the same game. And I think defenses took a step forward over the course of these last, so COVID year was super explosive offense because everybody could just audible at the line, do all that shit. And then from 2020, basically 2022 to now, defenses took a massive step forward and figuring out how to take away explosive plays and shit. And I think the offenses haven't caught up, but we're going to get close to that here in the next couple of years, I believe.
That's actually very interesting. Like the quarterbacks went away and the athletic quarterbacks came in, the Phillip Rivers of the world and the Drew Brees and all those guys. And they all were Peyton Manning's, the quarterbacks that were up cerebral and like just calling a coach on the field and an offensive coordinator in the huddle. Those guys retired. And so now the defenses play differently against different quarterbacks. So Phillip Rivers comes in and he's like, that dude over there is about to do this. And watch out for that dude because he's about to do this. And that's actually a really good point because if all of a sudden we had 12 more Phillip Rivers in the league, the defenses would have to start playing differently.
Correct.
But if Phillip Rivers comes in and these defenses play against athletic quarterbacks, Phillip Rivers comes in and he's like a Hall of Fame mind. And he's like, yo, I know he's about y'all do that. We're going to do this because he's about to do that.
It feels to me a little bit like, I don't know, does Cignetti have that advantage right now where he's maybe, I don't know, it seems like there's a little bit more of a thought process going into a lot of what he's like. Is Mendoza going to be one of the, maybe not the toolsy, maybe not the most athletic guy, but going to be able to come in and run an offense? That's kind of what the vibe I'm getting from that.
That's what what's his name said on DP show this morning. What was that? The quarterback that ran out the back of the end zone.
Orlovsky.
He said he was basically saying, a lot of people throw out the term he can see it and he can throw it. And he said he can see it and he can throw it. And Dan Patrick, being the interviewer that he is, he goes, explain that. And so Orlovsky explained, he was like, well, he's breaking down the conversation. He's breaking down the question that the defense is giving him. So, and then the no hesitation. Whereas we all see, especially like the backup quarterbacks or the rookie quarterbacks come in and the throws a half second late is picked off, or that's so the throwing it part is the anticipation, and the seeing it part, to see it before is like, all right, this safety's going this way, or this linebacker's 2 yards this way, and I can throw that.
He knows.
He's like, Mendoza's mind is up there. So he says.
I mean, I just finished watching three games of him, and the first two games, it's just all RPO bubblegum bullshit. And then against Michigan State, they kind of turn him loose. And it's aggressive, bud. It's
in a good way.
The thing with him is he can access every single part of the field with his throws. And they're setting him up to where he understands, he knows the answers. Like the most impressive thing I saw him do against Iowa is there's pressure. He knows there's pressure coming. He throws it to the right spot, but he gets hit as he throws it. And he throws it to the exact right spot. And it's incompletion, but he knew where to go with the football. He knew pressure was coming. He knew he was going to get hit. He delivered the ball exactly where it was supposed to go, the hole in the zone. And I was like, oh, he knows what's going on. This isn't just like RPO merchant doing this. And I think he's a little bit more athletic than people are going to.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like he's tough and big and athletic, and I don't think he's just like a statue by any means.
No, and he will stand in and get hit and still deliver the ball. So I've been really impressed. I was kind of like, we did the mock in November, and I was like, bro, I don't. But he has clearly grown on me. I got two more games that I have available that I'm gonna try to get to see if that continues. Like the Michigan State game is totally different than the first two games, which were Iowa and Illinois, where it's just RPO, boom, simple, like runner's ball. Here's the RPO, do whatever. And there's a couple hole shots against cover two, and just him making pinpoint throws. Like he made a throw from the opposite hash to the front pylon in the end zone, and it was, the corner stood zero chance.
Yeah.
On that type of throw from like the 25-yard line to the front pylon of the end zone, and it was money. So he's worthy of the number 1 pick in my opinion.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let's wrap this one up. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate all the questions. We hope to see you guys all next time. We'll be back next Wednesday live, 8:30, 9 o'clock Eastern, sometime around in that area. Come on over to the Patreon. We got a website here launching soon. It's going to be exciting. Some are calling it the Tinder of fantasy football. Not me, just some people. Lot of good stuff going on over there. Patreon, if you want some extra episodes, we got the mocks rolling again, building ADP. So come join the free Discord. We'll throw some out in there. So lots and lots of good stuff coming. We got rookies with Chev. We're going to see some Jeremiah. If you were watching Bet On It, he's going to come on and talk some rookies with us. So got a good off-season program here rolling. And we'll catch you next week. Peace.